Hello, beautiful souls. I trust you all having a wonderful day. During today's transmission, I'd like to share the importance of navigating life with an open heart, as well as how we are choosing what realities we are anchoring in lower realms, middle realms, higher realms, and our physical ascension symptoms, and what also can appear in our outer realities and environments. So let us start with the importance of navigating life with an open heart. Why do you feel it's so important to stay heart-centered and to keep our hearts open to receive and to give the love and the light and to flow through life with the love frequency, the abundance frequency, and compassion as well, of course. For me personally, what I've noticed is the moments when my heart is actually shutting down a little bit and not as open to the giving and receiving cycle. There's much more judgment appearing in my field. Judgment for other people, judgment for myself, for certain situations, manifestations, which is then of course triggering many other lower frequencies like anger, like frustration, feeling very impatient with myself, but sometimes also with others, and basically not acceptance in what is. And what I've been learning is that when we hold ourselves in the highest, like a true goddess, like a leader of light, what we actually are doing is we are grounded so deeply in our inner knowing and who we are and what we are sharing in this world, our codes, our gifts, grounding and embodied deeply into our lights, our radiance, the frequency of love, of unconditional love. When we do this, it actually does no longer matter what appears in our outer reality, because we then can also hold the other person in their highest. So let me give you an example. Like the other day, I went into a store and I wanted to print some flyers and brochures for my upcoming events here in the Netherlands in August. And I could feel that it was not a great energy in that store. But what happened is, instead of me holding myself in my own frequency, staying in my column of ascension, what happened was that I became in resonance with the energy of that environment and that other person. And therefore, I wasn't approaching the whole situation with love and with compassion. And this co-creation wasn't a nice co-creation for either of us, not for me and not for the other person. But it was only afterwards, unfortunately, I could tune in and see what had unfolded. And for a couple of weeks now, I've been working with this beautiful quantum technology that's actually really helping me to become the witness and to become the observant, stepping out of certain situations when things are unfolding and see clearly. Right? Unfortunately, in this specific scenario, I only saw it afterwards, but still, it was a great lesson for me and also a great experience, because it showed me the importance again of why we require to stay heart-centered, and the importance of why we should always hold ourselves in our highest, and therefore also the other person in their highest, even if that can trigger some uncomfortable feelings or things for the other person, right? When we stay in our light, it might happen, most likely it will happen, that that light is shining on some shadows for other people. But the most beautiful gift we can give is, instead of then going into these drama cycles and actually perhaps even lowering our frequency and also, yeah, again, feeding that energy, to just approach it with love and compassion and stay in that love frequency and stay curious. That's really something I had to learn, to stay curious, meaning ask questions. Instead of just jumping onto a conclusion, ask questions. And that isn't always easy, but it's becoming easier over time, I promise you, to just remind yourself, okay, stay curious, what's actually happening? Maybe I can ask something like that clears the situation or that gives me the answer. Like in the scenario that I just shared with you of the store experience, I didn't feel seen. And that triggered a lot of things within myself. Because of that, I unfortunately wasn't able to hold myself in my God and Goddess energy, right? But if I would have noticed that this was unfolding, I could have stepped outside of it. I say, okay, this is okay. I didn't feel seen in that moment, but I've got myself. I know who I am. I do see myself, and it's okay if the other person can't. And it's okay if I'm not being treated maybe in the way that I would like to be treated. So then ask more questions. If things are unclear to me, ask more questions, but with the frequency of love instead of the frequency of frustration, because that's what happened in my case. I became frustrated. So it was only firing up the things, right? Not a good thing. So yeah, really important to stay heart-centered, and we can do so many things, right, to keep our heart open. Like for me personally, I love to start my day with a delicious cup of cacao, and it's helping me. I love every single day to go out and about and go for a nature walk. Connect with nature, connect with the trees, connect with the ocean. Talk to her, talk to Gaia. We can journal, we can dance, movement, dancing, paint, draw, sing, make music. So many things. Find your thing, find your vibe, and listen to what your soul is telling you. Listen to your intuition, to your feminine flow, because each day will be different. The one day you will feel like painting a beautiful drawing, and the other day you will feel walking in the forest. And they both brilliant. So create that time for yourself and follow that feeling, follow your intuition, follow your own guidance. And things are changing and moving so fast at present that indeed every day will be different. That's okay. That's really, really okay. So the other thing that I would like to share a little bit more about is actually our physical ascension symptoms and how they always are showing us deeper lessons and teachings. So for weeks already, I had an infection in my eye. And it always started in Costa Rica, and then when I arrived in the Netherlands, it went away for a little bit, and then it came back, and some days it was good, and other days it was like really painful. So it was a little bit on and off and on and off. And I know that it's part of my ascension, and that there will be physical symptoms that we just need to, yeah, allow and work through in a loving way, right? But with this I also started to ask myself, okay, what is it that I'm not wanting to see? What is it that I cannot see? What is it that I am missing? Because it was my eyes, right? It had to be something with my vision. So once I started to ask that, something appeared in my outer reality that I could have aligned myself with as the truth. And it started to appear in my reality as I was asking, like, please show me what it is that I'm missing. Please show me what it is that I cannot see yet. And as that appeared into the physical reality, it also felt like a lower realm reality, because I could feel in every cell in my body and in my bones that that was not a resonance of what I was perceiving and of what I was feeling and experiencing. So my eyes started to heal, but I could still feel in my body, and it was also showing me that this is not it, because it was still not healed completely. So there was something else, there was something more. And the main journey of our ascension actually is loving ourselves, right? Opening our channels to give and receive. Therefore, also seeing ourselves in our wholeness, in the physical, in the non-physical, in the unconditional love, in the light, in source energy, and yeah, the infinite beings that we are, right? That's the journey. So then I related it into, okay, I really can still see myself so much more in my God and Goddess energy, in my totality. And that was another reality that felt already more like a truth, that was what my eye was reflecting back to me, but still it wasn't completely it. Up until it appeared to me, by the guidance also of one of my beautiful mentors, that I could really co-create in an even more embodied way with my beautiful soul and family of lights, with my oversoul network, with the benevolent beings in the non-physical, with the angels, with other star races. And to also really embody this as my truth, even though a lot of people in my physical reality cannot relate with this yet. This is how I am seeing the world and perceiving the world, and this is my truth. And the moment I started to really anchor in deeper layers with this, guess what? I'm sure you can guess. My eye healed. That was actually a higher realm reality as well, right? And that was the reality that I chose to align myself with. That my eye was teaching me this specific lesson. And it's a beautiful one, right? So here you see that a physical ascension symptom can show up and can represent different truths or realities. We had the one that was appearing in my field, which was a lower realm reality. We had the one that was reflecting that I was not seeing myself completely, and we had the one that was not that was reflecting that I was not completely co-creating in an embodied way with my soul and my beautiful family of light. So we can always choose what do we align ourselves with. And when we're starting to choose the higher realm realities, we are staying in the frequency of love and abundance in a much more consistent way, of course. And one of the other things that has been appearing in my field in the couple of weeks that I'm now in the Netherlands is that a lot of things in my outer reality have been breaking down. From my headphones to my laptop to some clothing pieces that's just broke. And they were not that old because I just bought them like just 2 or 3 months ago. That was also a reflection of my own ascension journey, clearing old energy. The same as the eye, it's clearing old energy that's now being released from my physical body. So my physical body, my vessel, is upgrading in order to hold more light, in order to make it easier for me to stay in my God and Goddess energy, to stay in my light, in my column of ascension, in an embodied way. Not only when I'm focusing on it, but all day long. Not only when we are meditating in the morning, that we are staying heart-centered and that we're keeping our heart open and that we're loving everyone and the trees and the flowers and the bees. No, every single moment of the day. That is so important because otherwise we keep doing this. Embodiment, 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 integration. We require to take the time to integrate the beautiful light codes that are beaming onto Earth at present. And we're working towards the 8-8 portal. There's so many beautiful higher realm codes that are just showering onto us. But as we're clearing and releasing and making space so that we can hold more light, we need to integrate, we need to embody. We need to be patient with ourselves. We need to accept. And to go back to the first scenario actually of the store, I was also not accepting the other person. This is not a very important thing, acceptance. Because when we hold the other person in the highest, it also means that we are accepting them for who they are. And that all starts with accepting ourselves, with who we are, and where we are in our journey. Because everything is perfect and everything is divine. But acceptance is key, and the inner knowing that we are guided. This is going beyond trusting. It's really the knowing that everything is always working out best case scenario. Always. So like I mentioned, on the 16th of August, I'm actually co-created this beautiful event, the Feminine Leadership Portal, for us to flow more from our feminine energy, to listen to our intuition, to also be able to become the witness and see what's unfolding, to embrace our beautiful God and Goddess essence. So when you're based in the Netherlands, I welcome you to come join us or to DM me for more information. And another beautiful portal that's open is the Goddess Portal, which is my private immersion. And there we will be diving really, really deep into how we are creating our own realities and how you can shift out of the drama cycles or the victimhoods. Because there are all these beautiful, infinite timelines available to us. Timelines where we can have it all. Timelines where we can shift in a blink of an eye, as long as we stay heart-centered. Instead of years working to clear, release, we can shift in such a profound way. And that's really the transformation, shifting from, I would say, the fear and the more scarcity-based realities into the unconditional love, into anchoring into that goddess, to the leader of light. So check out my link in the bio for more information on that. It's a really beautiful, empowering journey where you will be really learning to trust the language of your body so that you can co-create with trust and confidence with your soul, with your family of light, with other benevolent beings. Flowing through life, inviting and welcoming more pleasure and play, more abundance, more freedom, more liberation, liberating your soul. So this specific journey is for souls that already have done quite a lot of healing work. You already are on this path for a long time and you're ready to shift into these higher realm realities. And when you really feel that collective healing and a beautiful community and sisterhood is what you are longing for, the doors to the Goddess Rising Collective are also open. And that's a journey of 3 or either 6 months, but preferably 6 months, where we will be sharing such a potent codes, deactivating false codes for you to really transform and call in all the abundance, to release any fear of being seen, and to really own your stage unapologetically. And this journey specifically is for the beautiful goddesses that are on mission, that are here to create impact with their beautiful gifts. And it's combining leadership and our ascension. It's combining body work and quantum flow with mindsets, with quantum alchemy. We're bringing everything together in this beautiful container. So again, the link to this is also in my bio. If you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Always feel free to reach out to me, sending me a private message. And for now, please do stay heart-centered. Drink lots and lots of water, filtered water. As of recent, I actually also started to stop drinking tap water in the Netherlands. Normally when I travel, I never drink tap water, but in Holland I normally would still drink it, and it just felt too dense for me. It didn't feel good for my body any longer. My body wasn't tolerating it anymore. We get what we tolerate, right? That's what my teacher always tells me, and I must agree. So I stopped drinking tap water and also now drinking bottled water in the Netherlands. So make sure to drink clean water. Bless your water. Our bodies are over 70% water, so in order to clear all the toxins when we stay hydrated, it's helping. But on top of that, it's helping us to embody all these powerful, beautiful light codes, which are helping us in our ascension and our evolution, creating this beautiful new earth, heaven on earth, creating these new realities where we then can invite other people to come play in these beautiful grids and worlds and universes we are creating as the leaders of light. I'm sending you so much love, wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day ahead, and stay heart-centered.